Chapter 15, Abilene. None of the Medgar Evers talk come up in Miss Leafold's house. I change the station when she come back from her lunch meeting. We go on like it's a nice summer afternoon. I still ain't heard hide nor hair from Miss Hilly, and I'm sick of the worry that's always in my head. A day after the Evers funeral, Miss Leafold's mama stopped by for a visit. She live up in Greenwood, Mississippi, and she driving down to New Orleans. She don't knock. Miss Fredericks just waltz on in the living room where I'm ironing. She give me a lemony smile. I go tell Miss Leafold who's here. Mama, you're so early. You must have gotten up at the crack of dawn this morning. I hope you didn't tire yourself out, Miss Leafold say, rushing into the living room, picking up toys as fast as she can. She shoot me a look that say, now. I put Mr. Leafold's wrinkled shirts in a basket, get a cloth for baby girl's face to wipe off the jelly. And you look so fresh and stylish this morning, Mama. Miss Leafold smiling so hard she getting bug-eyed. Are you excited for your shopping trip? From the good Buick she drive and her nice buckle shoes, I spect Miss Fredericks got a lot more money than Mr. and Miss Leafold do. I wanted to break up the drive, and I was hoping you'd take me to the Robert E. Lee for lunch, Miss Fredericks say. I don't know how this woman can stand her own self. I heard Mr. and Mrs. Leafold arguing about how every time she come to town, she make Miss Leafold take her to the fanciest place in town, and then sit back and make Miss Leafold pay the bill. Miss Leafold say, oh, why don't we have Abilene fix us lunch here? We have a real nice ham and some. I stopped by to go out to lunch, not to eat here. All right, Mama. Just let me go get my handbag. Miss Fredericks looked down at May Mobley playing with her baby doll, Claudia, on the floor. She bend down and give her a hug and say, May Mobley, did you like that smock dress I sent over last week? Yeah, baby girl say to her grandmama. I hated showing Miss Leafold how tight that dress was around the middle. Baby girl getting plumper. Miss Frederick, she scowled down at May Mobley. You say, yes, ma'am, young lady. Do you hear me? May Mobley, she get a dull look on her face and say, yes, ma'am. But I know what she thinking. She thinking, great, just what I need today. Another lady in this house who don't like me. They head out the door with Miss Fredericks pinching the back of Miss Leafold's arm. You don't know how to hire proper help, Elizabeth. It's her job to make sure May Mobley has good manners. All right, Mama, we'll work on it. You can't just hire anybody and hope you get lucky. After a while, I fixed baby girl that ham sandwich Miss Fredericks was too good to eat. But May Mobley only take one bite and push it away. I don't feel good. My throat hurts, Abby. I don't know what a throat is, and I know how to fix it, though. Baby girl getting a summer cold. I heat her up a cup of honey water, a little lemon in it to make it good. But what this girl really needs is a story so she can go to sleep. I lift her up in my arms. La, she getting big. Gonna be 3 years old in a few months, and pudgy as a pumpkin. Every afternoon, me and baby girl sit in the rocking chair before her nap. Every afternoon, I tell her, you kind, you smart, you important. But she growing up, and I know soon, them few words ain't gonna be enough. Abby, read me a story. I look through the books to see what I'm gonna read to her. I can't read that Curious George one more time because she don't want to hear it. Or Chicken Little, or Madeline neither. So we just rock in the chair a while. May Mobley lean her head against my uniform. We watch the rain dripping on the water left in the green plastic pool. I say a prayer for Merle Evers, wishing I'd had work off to go to the funeral. I think on how her 10-year-old son, somebody told me, had cried so quiet through the whole thing. I rock and pray, feeling so sad. I don't know, something just comes over me. The words just come out. Once upon a time, there was two little girls, I say. One girl had black skin, one girl had white. May Mobley looks up at me. She's listening. The little black girl say to the little white girl, how come your skin be so pale? The white girl say, I don't know. How come your skin be so black? What do you think that mean? But neither one of them little girls knew. So the little white girl say, well, let's see. You got hair, I got hair. And I gives May Mobley a little tousle on her head. The little black girl say, I got a nose, you got a nose. And I gives her little snout a tweak. She get to reach up and she do the same thing to me. The little white girl say, I got toes, you got toes. And I do the little thing with her toes, but you can't get to mine because I got my white work shoes on. So we's the same, just a different color, says the little black girl. The little white girl, she agreed, and they was friends. The end. Baby girl just look at me. Law, that was a sorry story if I ever heard one. Wasn't even no plot to it. But May Mobley, she smile and say, "Tell it again." And so I do. By the fourth time, she asleep. I whisper to her, "I'm going to tell you a better one next time." Don't we have more towels, Abeline? This one's fine, but we can't take this old ratty thing. I'd be embarrassed to death. I guess we'll just have to take the one then. Miss Leafold is all in a tizzy. She and Mr. Leafold don't belong to no swim club, not even the dinky Broadmoor pool. Miss Hilly called this morning and asked if she and baby girl want to go swimming at the Jackson Country Club, and that's an invitation Miss Leafold ain't had but once or twice. I've probably been there more times than she has. You can't use paper money there. You gotta be a member and charge it to your account. And one thing I know about Miss Hilly is she don't like to carry nobody's cost. I reckon Miss Hilly and the other ladies she go to the country club with, the ones who got the membership. We still ain't heard another word about the satchel. Ain't even seen Miss Hilly in 5 days. Neither has Miss Skeeter, which is bad. They supposed to be best friends. Miss Skeeter, she brung over the first mini chapter last night. Miss Walters was no cup of tea, and if Miss Hilly saw anything relating to that, I don't know what's going to happen to us. I just hope Miss Skeeter ain't too scared to tell me if she heard anything new. I put baby girl's yellow bikini on. You got to keep on your top now. They don't let no naked babies swim at the country club. Nor black people, nor Jews. I used to work for the Goldmans. The Jackson Jews got to swim at the Colonial Country Club, the black people in Mays Lake. I feed baby girl a peanut butter sandwich and the phone rings. Miss Leafo residence. Abeline, hey, it's Skeeter. Is Elizabeth there? Hey, Miss Skeeter. I look over at Miss Leafold, about to hand her the phone, but she wave her hands. She shake her head and mouth, "No, tell her I'm not here." She, she gone, Miss Skeeter, I say, and I look Miss Leafo right in the eye while I tell her lie. I don't understand it. Miss Skeeter's a member of the club. Wouldn't be no trouble inviting her. At noontime, we all three get in Miss Leafold's blue Ford Fairlane. On the back seat next to us, I got a bag with a thermos of apple juice, some cheese nabs, peanuts, and 2 Coca-Cola bottles that's going to be like drinking coffee. They're going to be so hot. I expect Miss Leafold know Miss Hilly ain't going to be pushing us to the snack bar. Law knows that's why she invited her today. Baby girl ride in my lap in the back seat. I crank the window down and let the warm air blow in our faces. Miss Leafold keeps puffing her hair up. She a stop and go driver, and I feel nauseous. Wish she'd just keep both hands on the wheel. We pass the Ben Franklin Five and Dime, the Seal Lily ice cream drive-through. They got a sliding window on the back side so the black folk can get our ice cream too. My legs is sweating with baby girl sitting on me. After a while, we on a long, bumpy road with pasture on both sides, cows flapping at the flies with their tails. We count as 26 cows, but May Mobley just call out 10 after the first 9. That's as high as she know. At about 15 minutes later, we pull onto a paved drive. The club's a low, white building with prickle bushes around it. Not nearly so fancy as folks talk about it. There's plenty of parking places up front, but Miss Leaf will think on it a second and park a ways back. We step out onto the blacktop and feel the heat cover us. I got the paper sack in one hand, May Mobley's hand in the other, and we trudge across the steaming black lot. Grid lines make it like we on a charcoal grill, roasting like corn cobs. My face getting tight, burning in the sun. Baby girl lagging back on my hand, looking stunned like she just got slapped. Miss Lethal panting and frowning at the door, still 20 yards away, wondering, I reckon, why she parked so far. The part of my hair gets to burning and then itching, but I can't scratch at it because both hands is full. And then, woof, something blows out the flame. The lobby's dark, cool heaven. We blink there a while. Miss Leafold look around, blind and shy, so I point to the side door. Pool's that way, ma'am. She looks grateful that I know my way around so she don't have to ask like poor folk. We push open the door and the sun flash in our eyes again, but it's nice, cooler. The swimming pool's a shining blue. The black and white stripe awnings look clean. The air smells like laundry soap. Kids is laughing and splashing, and ladies is laying around in their swimsuits and sunglasses reading magazines. Miss Leafold roof her eyes and spy around for Miss Hilly. She got a white floppy hat on, black and white polka dot dress, clonky white buckle sandals, a size too big for her feet. She frowning 'cause she feel out of place, but smiling 'cause she don't want nobody to know it. There she is. We follow Miss Leafold around the pool to where Miss Hilly's in a red bathing suit. She's laid out on a lounge chair watching her kids swim. I see two maids that I don't know with other families, but not Yo May. There y'all are, Miss Hilly say. Why, May Mobley, don't you look like a little butterball in that bikini? Abeline, the kids are right there in the baby pool. You can sit in the shade back yonder and look after them. Don't let William splash the girls now. Miss Leafold lay down on the lounge chair next to Miss Hilly, and I sat at the table under an umbrella, a few feet behind the ladies. I pop my hose away from my legs to dry the sweat. I'm in a pretty good position for hearing what they say. Yo May, Miss Hilly shake her head at Miss Leafold. Another day off. I tell you, that girl is pushing it with me. Well, that's one mystery solved. Miss Hilly invited Miss Leafold to the pool because she knows she'd bring me. Miss Hilly pours more cocoa butter on her plump, tan legs and rubs it around. She's already so greasy she's shining. I'm so ready to get down to the coast, Miss Hilly says. 3 weeks at the beach. I wish Riley's family had a house down there. Miss Leafold sighs. She pulls her dress up a little to sun her white knees. She can't wear no bathing suit 'cause she's pregnant. Of course, we have to pay the bus fare to get Yo May back up here on weekends. $8. I ought to take it out of her pay. The kids yell that they want to get into the big pool now. I pull May Mobley's foam bubble out of the bag, fasten it around her tummy. Miss Hilly handed me 2 more, and I put one on William and one on Heather, too. They get in the big pool and float around like a bunch of fishing corks. Miss Hilly look at me and say, Aren't they the cutest thing? And I nod. They sure is. Even Miss Leafold's nodding. They talk and I listen, but there ain't no mention of Miss Skeeter or Satchel. After a while, Miss Hilly sent me to the snack window to get a cherry Coca-Colas for everyone, even myself. After a while, the locusts in the trees start humming, the shade get cooler, and I can feel my eyes, trained on the kids in the pool, start to sag. Abby, watch me! Look at me! I focus my eyes and smile at May Mobley funning around. And that's when I see Miss Skeeter back behind the pool, outside the fence. She's got on her tennis skirt and her racket in her hand. She's staring at Miss Hilly and Miss Leafold, tilting her head like she's sorting something out. Miss Hilly and Miss Leafold, they don't see her. They're still talking about Biloxi. I watch Miss Skeeter come in the gate, walk around the pool. Pretty soon she's standing right in front of them, and they still don't see them. Hey, y'all, Miss Skeeter say. She got sweat running down her arms. Her face is pink and swole up in the sun. Miss Hilly look up, but she stays stretched out on her pool chair, magazine in hand. Miss Leafold jump up off her chair and stand up. Hey, Skeeter. Why, I didn't. We tried to call. Her teeth are just about chattering, she's smiling so big. Hey, Elizabeth. Tennis? Miss Leafold asked, nodding her head like she a doll on a dashboard. Who are you playing with? I was hitting balls on the backboard by myself, Miss Skeeter say. She blow a thicket of hair off her forehead, but it's stuck. She don't move out of the sun, though. Hilly, Miss Skeeter say, did Yo May tell you I called? Hilly smiles kind of tight. She's off today. I called you yesterday, too. Look, Skeeter, I didn't have time. I've been at the campaign HQ since Wednesday, addressing envelopes of practically every white person in Jackson. All right, Miss Skeeter nod. And then she squint and say, Hilly, did I do something to upset you? And I feel my fingers jiggling again, twirling that dumb invisible pencil. Miss Hilly closed her magazine, put it on the concrete so she don't get no grease on it. This should be discussed at a later time, Skeeter. Miss Leafold sit back down real quick. She pick up Miss Hilly's Good Housekeeping and start reading it like she ain't never seen nothing so important. All right, Miss Skeeter shrug. I just thought we could talk about whatever this is before you go out of town. Miss Hilly about to protest, but then she let out a long sigh. Why don't you just tell me the truth, Skeeter? The truth about what? Look, I found that paraphernalia of yours. I swallow hard. Miss Hilly's trying to whisper, but she ain't really no good at it. Miss Skeeter keeps her eyes on Hilly. She real calm, don't look up at me at all. What paraphernalia do you mean? In your satchel, when I was hunting for the minutes. And Skeeter, she flashes her eyes up at the sky and then back down. I don't know. I just do not know anymore. Hilly, what are you talking about? What did you see in my satchel? I look out at the kids. La, I almost forgot about them. I feel like I'm gonna faint listening to this. Those laws you were carrying around? About what the. Miss Hilly looked back at me. I keep my eyes trained on the pool. What those other people can and cannot do? And frankly, she hisses, I think it's downright pig headed of you to think that you know better than our government, than Ross Barnett. When did I ever say a word about Ross Barnett? Miss Skeeter says. Miss Hilly wags her finger up at Miss Skeeter. Miss Leafold staring at the same page, same line, same word. I got the whole scene fixed in the corner of my eye. You're not a politician, Skeeter feelin'. Well, neither are you, Hilly. Miss Hilly stands up then. She points her finger to the ground. I'm about to be a politician's wife, unless you have anything to do with it. How is William ever going to get elected in Washington, D.C. one day if we have integrational friends in our closet? Washington? Miss Skeeter rolls her eyes. William's running for the local Senate. Hilly, and he might not win. Oh, law, I finally let myself look at Miss Skeeter. Why are you doing this? Why are you pushing her hot button? Oh, Miss Hilly's mad now. She snaps her head straight. You know as well as I do that there are good, tax-paying white people in this town who would fight you to the death on this. You want to let them get in our swimming pools? Let them put their hands on everything in our grocery stores? Miss Skeeter stares long and hard at Miss Hilly, and then for half a second Miss Skeeter glances at me, sees the pleading in my eyes. Her shoulders ease back some. Oh, Hilly, it's just a booklet. I found it in the darn library. I'm not trying to change any laws. I just took it home to read. Miss Hilly takes this in a second. But if you're looking at those laws, Miss Hilly snaps a leg of her bathing suit that's crept up her behind. I have to wonder, what else are you up to? Miss Skeeter shifts her eyes away, licks her lips. Hilly, you know me better than anyone else in the world. If I was up to something, you'd have me figured out in half a second. Miss Hilly just watches her. Then Miss Skeeter grabs Miss Hilly's hand and squeezes it. I'm worried about you. You disappear for an entire week. You're working yourself to death on the campaign. Look at that. Miss Skeeter turns Miss Hilly's palm over. You have a blister from addressing all the envelopes. And real slow, I can see Miss Hilly's body slump down and start to give in on itself. She looks to make sure Miss Leafold ain't listening. I'm just so scared, Miss Hilly whispers through her teeth. I can't hear much. Piled so much money in the campaign. If William doesn't win, been working hard and every day. Miss Skeeter lays a hand on Miss Hilly's shoulder, says something to her. Miss Hilly nods and gives a tired smile. After a while, Miss Skeeter tells him she gotta go. She heads off through the sunbathers, winding through the chairs and the towels. Miss Leafold looks over at Miss Hilly with big eyes, like she's scared to ask any questions. I lean back in my chair, wave to May Mobley making twirlies in the water. I try to rub the headache out of my temples. Across the way, Miss Skeeter looks back at me. Everybody around us is sunning and laughing and squinting, not a soul guessing that the black woman and the white woman with the tennis racket is wondering the same thing. Is we fools to feel some relief?